All right, so picking up where we left off, we'll do a quick review of Monday's class. We talked all about demand, right? We talked about how demand is the consumption side of a transaction, how when things get more expensive, if something starts at $5 and there's 40 slices that are sold of pizza, and things get more expensive and now it's $7, well, now there's only going to be 20 slices sold. Similarly, when things go on sale, if it goes from $5 to $2, we're going to go from 40 slices doubling to 80 slices. That's called the law of demand. When we talk about supply, it's a little bit more difficult because we're not used to being on that side of the transaction. Maybe we've run a lemonade stand, maybe we've sold some cookies or some other kind of fundraiser thing, but that's different than actually having to pay for like rent and salaries and insurance and all that other not very fun stuff. So the supply side is the seller or producer side of a transaction. We're going to be assuming that all of the input costs stay the same. That's part of our ceteris paribus assumption that is strewn throughout economics, but specifically through these supply and demand models that says all else equal. Nothing is going to change except for what? The price, right? The price is the thing that we're trying to find out how the price influences the quantity. So we assume that all the input costs stay the same, which means that if we start off at that same $5, and let's say that we're producing 50 slices of pizza at that, then when the price increases to $6, we're going to go ahead and we're going to overclock our CPU, so to speak, and we're going to have people come in later. We're going to have people overlap shifts, double up on people, so on and so forth, right? Make them clopen, all that good stuff. If the price goes down, well, you still have to pay all the same wages, all the same rent, all the same suppliers, all the same electricity costs, same insurance. And so when the price goes down, you are making less of a average profit, right? We talked about as the average profit goes up, you're going to increase the quantity to take advantage of it. Well, similarly, when the average profit goes down, right? If we go from having $1 of average profit to 50 cents of average profit, when the price goes from $5 to $4.50, and we assume that the average costs are going to be $4, which is what we assumed at the end of class last time, then we are going to end up cutting our production down to 40 slices of pizza from 50 slices of pizza. We're going to close earlier. We're not going to pay our variable costs as much. We're going to try to save some money. Any questions on the concept of supply and demand before we put it together and talk about the concept of equilibrium again? So the concept of equilibrium, I should wait. The concept of equilibrium is quite simple. It is the price that clears the market, right? It's the price where the reflection of the price off of the supply is exactly the same as where the price reflects off the demand, right? And that, you know, any kind of price that's too high is going to cause a surplus. There's going to be more supply than there is demand, and that's going to cause producers to lower the price until we get to that equilibrium again. And then similarly, if the price is too low, then we're going to end up with suppliers pulling back and a bunch of people lining up overnight in order to get the good. We're going to end up with a shortage there, right? When there's a shortage, the firm says, oh, I can increase my price. They're going to increase their price up until that equilibrium. So in that way, this equilibrium, we would say, is stable because any kind of deviations to the north or to the south end up driving back towards this point. Questions on equilibrium, why it's important. It's the price that clears the market.